Welcome back to another virtual episode of Founder Fumbles, where we talk about real life entrepreneur struggles and comeback strategies. I am your host, Dahmari Taplin. In today's episode, we are joined by children's book author, Little Peeps Finalist, certified yoga instructor. She's also a dietitian and health inspector and a registered sanitarian. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Jessica McNeely. Is it McNeely?
McAnelly.
McAnelly. Okay.
Yeah,
It's a little, I knew it was something like that. So Jessica,
it was close enough. Close enough.
well,
Thanks for having me today, Damari.
yeah, but we gotta let them know how to properly pronounce it. Where are you from and where do you live now?
Well, you could probably tell by my thick accent, I am down from Texas, and I live in a little town called Spring Branch, right outside of San Antonio, Texas. Have you ever been down here?
No, I've been to Dallas. That's about it.
Okay. Did you like Dallas?
Yeah, I love Dallas. It's a lot of driving in Texas, but you gotta love
Lots of driving. So Dallas is about 5 hours away from me. But yeah, I live
it.
in a little hill country town. And the closest city is San Antonio, about 25 minutes away from me.
So you are from there and are still living there and haven't left.
Born and raised
Wow.
Texan, but moved to San Antonio area probably 20 years ago.
Wow, that's beautiful. I actually like when people are able to just rise where they're from. I'm from Michigan, and I had to leave Michigan to, do my thing. Then I came back like 19 years later. So I just moved back to Michigan, after
Oh,
being
nice.
for 19 years.
Wow. And is
Yeah.
it pretty cold there right now?
It warmed up a little bit today,
Yeah.
but
We're in
yeah.
shorts down here today, and it's
Oh,
February.
short. Wow.
Shorts. It's about
Wow.
80 degrees.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Um, so are you an entrepreneur, right?
Yes,
And
yes,
what
a
is that?
new entrepreneur. I'm newly to the business. My background, I'm a registered sanitarian, which is a glorified name for being a health inspector that goes
Mhm.
inside restaurants to make sure they're healthy for you to eat at. And then I'm a registered dietitian, and like you mentioned, the yoga instructor, and just a newly author as of August of 2025. And so now I'm creating that brand for my book series, the Birdie series.
Mhm. Okay, so yeah, I saw that you actually had like two or three books.
I do. I have two books. I wanted my books to reflect my background in my field of being in public health for over 25 years. And
Okay.
so my first book is Birdie's Picnic Party, and it talks about food safety for children. And then my second book is Birdie's Cooking Class, and it's bringing kids into the kitchen to learn how to eat healthy. And I'm working on a third book right now, and it's going to be talking about getting our bodies moving and talk about how important exercise is, because I feel like all three of those combined could really help a child out early on.
So my question is, when did you write your first book? Because you said you're a new entrepreneur.
I am a very new entrepreneur. I wrote the book, it took about a year, and I was having a milestone birthday. I was turning the big 50,
Mhm.
and I'm an old lady now. And
Wow.
I had made this list that I wanted to complete 50 things before I turned 50 years old. And one of those was to write a book. So I started with the Birdie's Picnic Party on food safety,
Mhm.
and I released it August of 2025.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So since then you've written three books.
Yes.
Wow. So okay, yeah, I guess
Yeah,
you say
pretty
you
new to the
pretty new,
entrepreneurship. Yeah.
pretty fresh, pretty fresh. But
Pretty fresh.
you were also a yoga instructor.
Yes, I was,
So
and
did you
and still am. I'm actually doing this podcast at my studio as we speak.
wow. Okay.
So yeah, I have that background as well.
Nice, very nice. Okay, so when you do your yoga training, are you doing this for a company or are you doing it like for yourself on YouTube or what?
I was. Now I'm kind of solely focusing on this new journey as an author. And I am really focusing on I go out to schools currently, I go out to bookstores. Whenever a group wants me to come and teach them about nutrition and food safety, I bring the book, I do a lesson plan, and then I end up doing like a little craft for the kiddos to take home. And then I'm kind of just creating that brand and hopefully some merch to go along with it in the future, little aprons and
Oh, nice.
little coloring books and so forth to come on. So that's my next journey to tackle.
So while we're talking about your background, let's talk about your actual background.
Okay.
Those medals behind you.
Oh,
What's those about?
okay, I can't take credit for all of those. Some of these are my kids from all their sports that they were in, but I'm an empty nester now, so a lot of those are theirs. And then sometimes I'll be involved in running, and there's some running medals and that kind of thing. So I can't take credit for all these. It makes me look really important, doesn't it?
That's nice. You know, what your kids do, you had to support your kids through that. So you can those are also your achievements.
True. Now I'm proud to announce my book did just recently win 3 awards, and I am flying to Phoenix next week to receive one of the awards, the International Impact Book Award. I'm pretty excited to be recognized for my book so early on in this journey.
Wow. And then I also saw you were a Little Peeps finalist.
I am. So I'm hoping, my fingers crossed on that one. There were over 200 books, and then it kind of made its way I was a semifinalist, and now I'm a finalist down to the top 20 books in the children's category. And then they're going to pick first prize. So say a little prayer for me, cross your fingers, and maybe I'll have some good news to report on that.
I will say a prayer for you. I
Thank
promise. I'll
you.
do that. I actually interview authors all the time because I'm writing a book myself. So
Oh, congratulations.
yeah, I'm writing a book myself, but I've been writing this book for some years. I won't even lie to you. It's
Is
a
it on entrepreneurship or?
Yeah, it's about my journey to becoming a self-paid entrepreneur, like, actually like not working a 9 to 5 type of thing.
I love it. I love it. You should do it. Get it published.
I'm doing it, but the thing is that like I have to make it to the end first before I can launch my book because that's what it's about.
And clearly you're a busy man with all of your
Yeah.
podcasting.
Well, it's the podcasting is a part of it, you know.
Yeah.
But this
And the
question
app.
might be a little personal. I hope you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
So the reason I'm stuck on my book is because I accidentally wrote it. You know what I mean? I wrote it with pen and paper, pencil and
Yes.
paper, and
Yeah.
but now I have to put everything. I have to type out the whole thing. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
but I guess my question to you is: did you use like any type of AI to like write your book, or how did you use AI to write your book? Because you wrote 3 books. I'm like, how did she? You know what I mean?
Well, I love that you asked that question because AI is everywhere now, and it is becoming a tool even in classrooms with our kiddos. I have 2 kids in college right now, and they're using AI all the time. And sometimes their professors even encourage the AI tools in ways to help them. So AI can be used for good, I believe. I will say I did use AI for the editing part of it because, as you've mentioned, I was not an author. I was a dietitian, a sanitarian, and I didn't really know all those concepts of getting my ideas to the paper, as you say. And so I did do a lot of writing and I used AI to format it and edit it. I did not use AI for the illustrations. I was really strict about that. I interviewed 5 illustrators in this whole process, and I chose the author that I did, or the illustrator that I did, by her drawings and who I thought made my main character Birdie come to life the best. And so I hired her, and I continually have worked with her since. And I really think she did an excellent job. But that is a great question about AI. And I don't think anyone should be ashamed about doing it if there are authors out there that use it to jumpstart an idea, because it is an excellent tool if used in the right way.
Yeah. I mean, you can't get it to write the whole book for you,
Yeah,
you know.
no.
But if you're using it to like help with like, the format or just catch your mistakes so you don't have to send it
Right.
someone, it helps speed up the whole process, but you don't have to use it. You can't use it to write, your whole thing. And I think
Right.
you get the perfect thing by using it for everything that you used it for.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what would you say has been your biggest struggle as an author?
Well, my biggest struggle would probably be learning how to become an author because I had no experience in that. In high school and college, I did tend to be more of an English mind versus a math person. I struggled with math over the English side. So I did do a couple of workshops to teach me how to write, and went on some retreats to learn on that. And then I wanted to have this book hit home with children, and I had always read that they like rhymes and colorful wording. So I reached out to some friends of mine that were in speech pathology, and they kind of helped me with the rhyming part of it to where it would flow and help early readers learn how to read even. So I kind of did my research before plugging it all into a book. The biggest struggle would probably be there are a lot of people out there that want to take advantage of you when you're on this new journey, and they offer services from different pricing ranges, and you can fall into the trap of believing them. So do your research well before. I almost did go off with one company, and they were promising the world to me, and I said, wow, this journey is easy, and did my research, and thank goodness I got back on track. And I can't tell you, and to your listeners, I can't say that that doesn't continue, because I am still contacted daily by scammers, I would like to say, that want to take advantage of my author's journey. So you just have to be careful and do your due diligence, and really research before saying yes to something.
That was great. That was great. Now, I 100% agree with everything you said, and I love the fact that you said that you did your due diligence. You went on retreats, you did workshops. I'm pretty sure you did a ton of research. You didn't take any shortcuts, and that's what a lot of people miss today is that they don't take workshops. They don't watch like webinars. They don't do their own due diligence. They don't
Right.
hire a coach, or you went on a retreat um,
Yes.
and where you were surrounded around same people doing the same thing that you're doing. Everyone had that same energy, and that's so powerful.
Yes, and they were there to encourage you and lift you up, and you could give some of your writing examples to them and share and take that feedback. So, and that's what I've really enjoyed getting into this author world. Now that I'm in it, every author I've met has been very encouraging. So it's been a nice little community that everybody wants to uplift each other, because I do kind of secretly think it's everybody's little dream to have a book written. I've been going to so many programs lately, and I hear someone say, "Oh, that's on my list to do. That's on my list to do." So I've had this new motto now that I'm a lot older, and I say, "You're never too old to chase a dream and make it a reality." And so, if you do have any listeners out there that want to publish their book, I say, do it. Don't have that fear. Get it out there.
And you know what? I'm trying to create a better offer for myself and for my people as well. And that book is usually the start of your funnel.
Mhm.
And that's a great reason to start a book as well. But you know what?
Yes.
I think you just motivated me just to get this book done.
Good, good. You need to get it done. I'm gonna start emailing you now every week. How far did you get? How far did you get? Where are we
Okay.
at this week?
Okay. I would appreciate that. I would appreciate that.
I'll be your trainer, your book trainer.
Yeah, yeah. My
Instead of your
accountability coach.
personal trainer, your book trainer.
Right, right. My accountability coach, right? It's kind of like
Yes,
that.
yes.
Something like that. Accountability book coach. All right, I'm gonna hold you to it. Maybe we
Okay.
swap numbers or something afterwards. But what would you say, what advice would you give like new authors that just starting to, write a book?
That's a hard one. That's why I say that you're never too old to chase that dream and turn it into reality. I think that a lot of people have fear that holds them back from doing anything, not just writing a book. Fear can be like one of the number one culprits. And I think you just really need to take some time for yourself and focus. And even if it was of if you failed at doing it, you at least tried it. So I really think everyone should at least take that first step. I did. Of course, it took 50 years to do so, but I did it. And you can keep it a secret if you want. I kept the book a secret to myself as well for a while. And then when I felt more comfortable and ready to be on my own 2 feet about it, then I went ahead and shared it with my family and my friends.
Mm.
I did name the book after my daughter. Her nickname is Birdie. And so she was the first person I told because I wanted her to know the main characters after her because she inspires me. So that was kind of a fun announcement to tell her.
No, that is beautiful, and kudos
Yeah.
to you. Like you named your book after your daughter, and daughter's name is Birdie. That is so sweet. I would have never guessed that.
Yeah.
But no, that's so. What does success look like to you, as an author?
That's a tough one. Now I know that sounds horrible on an entrepreneur show that when I got into this journey, I was not looking at the monetary side of it from the get-go. Of course, that's wonderful, and I do want to make money doing this as an author, but I really wanted to get this message out because this is important.
Mhm.
1 in 6 people will contract a foodborne illness this year, and some will even die from that, and people don't realize that. So my biggest thing was to get this important, scary message out and start it young with a young audience. So
Mm.
success to me is if I've made an impact. And if these kiddos have taken just one little piece of advice from my book home, then to me, then that's a success. Or I've come from a generation that we all used to sit around the kitchen table at dinner together and we talk and share about our day. And unfortunately, nowadays we're so busy that like your kids are in 50 different sports. We're busy with work, we're running around. We don't have those family dinners as much anymore. And so if I could make a family sit around a dinner table and discuss my books, I also look at that as a success as well. That I brought a family back to the dinner table, talking to each other and sharing an important message. And that's why these books include inclusiveness, friendship, not just food safety and nutrition.
So, I feel like it's kind of different for you because you did like all of your due diligence and you want to, this is one of the things you want to do before you're 50. But have you ever like felt like quitting doing this? Like even in like the beginning of your journey?
Yeah, in the beginning, and that's why I kept it a secret for a while because I'm kind of the type that I don't like to admit failure. So I didn't want to say, "Oh, I'm writing a book," and then not have it completed. So I made that a personal journey until I did see the finish line, and then I started sharing it with people. But no, right now I haven't hit that hurdle. I'm having a lot of fun
Yeah.
with this whole new business, and it's
So how did
really
you?
I thought that it was going to be something that I was a service I was providing, but yet when I come into these classrooms and these kids are flapping their birdie wings and talking about the characters and coming up and telling me that their families are going to go on a picnic together, it's kind of filling my soul more than I feel like I'm doing for them. So it's been a really nice pay it forward experience. So
Yeah.
no hurdles yet. I know they're coming. I do hear that the sales will drop, and then I'm going to have to work on that. And that's another new thing. I'm creating this brand for myself, and so I'm now learning how marketing works as well. And so I'm kind of diving into that and putting on that other hat of learning how to market.
Right, right. What are you using for marketing like right now, if you don't mind me asking?
Right now, podcasts like yours,
Okay.
and I am doing social media. I have sent out a bunch of press releases and trying to think what else all I'm doing.
Okay. Well,
Joining to the chamber, stuff like that. I'm in the middle of a library circulation campaign where libraries are sent a sample of my book to see if they want to carry it. And I have heard from a few because like I mentioned, I'm from Texas and all of my events have been Texas based so far. And my goal is to go global. And so now I do have the books in Spanish, and I am now in stores outside of Texas, and I am in stores and libraries outside of Texas. So it's growing, but it takes some time.
No, that's great. You want to know something funny? I should have said this way at the beginning, but my background is actually in hospitality, food safety.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
What did you
yeah.
do?
Well, I just I have my bachelor's in hospitality management and dietetics. So I know,
We
right?
probably took a lot of the same classes.
Yeah, and then also I used to live in China for some time, but I was like an English teacher there, and I used to teach kids.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. See, we're right in the same,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same field
So
completely.
right. Like I know all about what you're doing. I think it's so great. So
Thank you.
yeah, that's one thing that we have in common. But yeah, so I was gonna ask you like what motivates you like, on your tough days and stuff like that. But I feel like what motivates you are the kids, the way they feel after reading your books.
Very much so. When I go into a classroom, if you've seen the cover of the book, it's on a picnic blanket. And so I bring my own picnic blanket. And instead of sitting in a chair and being elevated above the kids, I get on the floor with them and sit on the picnic blanket and I have them sit around. And each character brings a food item and they learn a food safety tip. So at the end of the book, we pack a safe picnic together and see what they have learned. And I have my dietitian food models, and the kids will either like flap their birdie wings if they feel like it's a safe item to pack, or they'll make a big X if it's unsafe. And if they do those little jobs at the end, they all become a food safety superstar, and I give them a big star sticker to put. So yes, on those tough days of when it looks like I don't have sales for the week or whatever, I do focus on the kids because that is what's so fun about it. And watching them soak in Birdie and her friends. And then when I work an event, I have the characters I have in cardboard and they stand and the kids want to run and hug the cardboard characters and they're really like taking it all in. And I love that.
Yeah, I'm thinking like you're gonna do so good in business because you seem very organized and the you're doing this for a good cause, you're just giving back so much. You're providing happiness and education and you're doing it all the right way. So I think you're doing great and I can see that you have a great future ahead of you with this being an author and an entrepreneur as well. So we should definitely stay connected because I want to tell you about,
Definitely.
yeah, I want to tell you about some stuff that might help, just how to,
Okay.
building up a funnel and things like that. I think it'd be great for you. But
I would love that because that is something I do not have any business background. So this is all trial and error.
yeah, for sure, for sure. So when are you going to write your next book?
Working on it now, early phases though. So, and I did ask my daughter, she's graduating from college in May. I asked her if she wanted to jump on board with it since her name she is the main character. And I said I would love her feedback. She's a biology major and she's planning on going to medical school. And so I thought she can add her side of it into the books as well. And I think that would kind of be a fun little legacy for her and I to collaborate on this next book. And so she's thinking about it, but I have started the book, but like I said, early phases. So
Wow. No, that
yeah.
that sounds nice. So what so it's she's going to talk about biology, but what do you think is she going to do like some writing or what are you thinking? How do you thinking what are you
I
thinking
was
about?
wanting her to do some writing. I
Okay.
wanted her to put her spin on it and do some writing in the book. Yeah.
No, this would be great exercise for her. And the fact that you know, how it's crazy because how I got into podcasting, I didn't even think about it, but it was like
Yeah.
someone asked me to do what do you call it when you're interviewing like three people? It's not a podcast, but it's like
A panel?
yeah, it's a panel. Someone asked me
Yeah.
to
Okay.
do a panel
Like a
for
panel.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a panel. Someone asked me to
Yeah.
do a panel for them. And I'm like, of course I'll do a panel. It was like my first time doing it. I was like, yeah. But my
Yeah.
podcast interviews, like 2 or 3 years later, I started podcasting and it's the same exact setup as the panel. And it took me like a couple months. I'm like, wow, I just set up my own panel
That's
basically.
awesome. See
Yeah,
how some doors open as and you don't even plan it. Yeah, I love that.
exactly.
I love
Exactly.
it.
So her writing is starting her book like this early, like later on, she's going to have multiple books probably.
That's what I told her. I said, and if she ends up being like a pediatrician, her book she could have for her patients, and the kiddos would maybe like her spin on it as well. So
Hmm.
she's thinking about joining me on the journey. So we'll see.
Right. So outside of your book, what else or what are you doing outside of your book? Like, do you like under the same EIN basically, but like, are you selling like merch or are you
I'm
doing?
working on that right now. I'm finishing up curriculum because I wanted curriculum to go along with the book so I can sell the book to teachers in their classrooms if I can't be there because I can't clone myself and be in every classroom. And so I wanted the books to be tools.
Okay.
So if I cannot come to your school and do my presentation, I wanted a teacher to be able to open her curriculum, read the book, and then build from there with the activities with the kiddos. And so that's wrapping up as well.
Okay.
And then a lot of laws. I don't know if you've heard a lot about the banned book laws, that there's so many books out there that are banned nowadays that when we were younger, it wasn't an issue. So I'm learning the legislation on that as well because you have to get your book approved for the school district for them to purchase. And
What
that's
books
a
are,
whole new hurdle. So I have been getting approved at each school district now.
wow. So books are getting banned? Why are books getting banned?
They're getting banned for different reasons, topics, and it's a whole political battle. So, and it's some of your favorite books that you probably don't even realize. So, I'm actually going to a workshop on that
Mhm.
tomorrow, and just to educate myself more on the topic
Yeah.
because I don't know as much about it, but I do know that I have to go through this procedure with each school
Mhm.
for the school to evaluate my books to make sure that they're appropriate for kiddos. And I have been getting approved that way. Same with libraries. But so far, everybody's been approving my book. So that's good news.
So are we talking just kids' books, fiction, nonfiction, or what?
Everything,
Everything?
everything.
Okay. No, that's good to know. So I do have one important question that everybody
Yeah.
really needs to know. Can we find you on the Ziga app? Have you checked it out? Like, what do you,
I checked it out and it's so impressive. I love it, love it, love it. And I am going to, but I had a crazy week, so don't be upset with me. But I am working on my profile, and yes, you will be able to find me next week on the app.
okay, okay. So what are you gonna, what type of person are you going to connect with on the Ziga app? Or do you plan
I'm
to?
not sure yet because like I said, I'm in a new journey. So I
So
hope to
you,
kind of find and play around and see all the ones that are on the app to see
yeah,
who
yeah.
can help me grow as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure people are going to try to connect with you.
Hope so.
Other
I sure hope
authors,
so.
maybe other authors, you just bounce ideas off each other or something like
Are
that.
there other authors on there so far?
I believe it's hard for me to keep up with all of the different type of
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
entrepreneurship, but yeah, it's I'm pretty sure it's authors on there for sure.
Okay.
Authors in your area might be hard to find, but I'm pretty sure it's more authors on there. So
Yeah.
what is the best place for everyone watching this video to find you?
Right now, I do have a website and it is www.jessicanicolemcanellybooks.com. I know it's really long.
I'll put it in the
But
description.
if you go to that website, you can find some background on me. You can find all of my upcoming events if you want to come out and see me and meet me and get your own signed copies of books. You can also book me if you want to book me for a speaking engagement, if you want me to come out and do a training for you guys. I am doing workshops now for new authors. If they want to get their book self-published, I can help you through that process. Like I'm going to be your accountability partner. And you can sign up for my newsletter there. I also have an Instagram page and it's called Birds Bench Publishing. I'm pretty active on there as well. And you can kind of see some of my events on some of the reels. And then just Google me. And there's a lot out there on the internet on me.
Wow. No, that's a lot of good stuff. I'm going to put all of that stuff in the description and don't worry, all your links and everything. So, and just make sure you share with me the things that aren't on there or ahead of time. But anyway, that is a wrap for today's episode. Huge thanks to you, Miss Jessica McAnelly.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah, thanks for joining us on this episode of Founder Fumbles. You shared all of everything, all the great things you were doing. So just thank you.
Thank you for having me. I loved meeting you, and I can't wait to work with you on getting your book published.
Yeah, and we're going to be each other's accountability coaches, and we're going to
Right.
be good business partners. So, for everybody else watching this video, I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
Bye bye.